Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to talk about something of inconvenience, being locked out of your luggage. So Julie and I were recently in Okinawa. We purchased new luggage and
we were setting the locks, and somehow one of the 4 locks was incorrectly set. And I may or may not have been the one responsible for that. Oops.
So I had to do some research and become a locksmith, semi-amateur expert, whatever you want to call it. But I did find during this process of research the CIA handbook for lockpicking. And I will give you this link if you watch the entire video. Ready? Let's get started. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Julie.
And yes, we're together. Let me show you how to lockpick this TSA007 lock.
Here, I can help.
Okay, so apparently Julie purchased some TSA keys, and so we're going to place them in the description below. They were like, I think, $10 and not very expensive, and it's worth to have a set of keys so that in case you lock yourself out, you can actually open up your suitcase and have access to your belongings. But I am actually going to show you how to lockpick, and so in order to lockpick, you're going to need these items. All right, so you're going to need some lock picks. You're going to need a tension wrench. This is actually to stick it into the lock, and then you can actually be turning it while you're lock picking the pins, and that will pop the pins. And the TSA locks are fairly easy to pick because they're very basic locks. And then this is another form of the tension wrench, and I'll be using this one. And you want one that's narrow because the TSA locks are fairly small. So something narrow like this will actually work well. This is about probably 2 millimeters or less in length or width. This one would be perfect right here. This thing is another form of a tension wrench. You can actually use this too, but if you use this one, you'll have to be pushing on the pins that way. So the key to lock picking this TSA007 lock is that there are pins on this side of the lock that needs to be all depressed, and then the lock itself has to be turned clockwise about 90 degrees to open up. So I'm locked out right here. So you get your tension wrench that's fairly thin that can actually fit into this keyhole. Stick it all the way in. Give it a couple jiggle here and there. Feel the pins moving forward. Turn the tension wrench, and that's now unlocked. You can even try to use a simple paper clip. So I've made my own way to push the pin forward. So a paper clip also works too, so you don't have to buy any tension wrenches. And then once you get into the suitcase, you have to now reset the actual lock mechanism. And in order to do that, you have to actually visualize the back of the lock. Okay, this is a different suitcase that I can actually visualize the back of the TSA lock. We find that if you actually open the lock up, you can't know the code. So you have to guess the code, and that's a lot of numbers to guess. So the other way to do this is that you can turn the lock around, like here, and then you can visualize these little holes here. And every lock is going to be a little different, so I can't guarantee that this is going to work for every single lock, but this is how we figured out ours. As you can see, it's locked. The little lock mechanism here will not engage, and it remains locked. So I turn the dials slowly, and you can see within the little holes, look for when things change into a different pattern than what you see there. So right there, it just changed. And then one more, it changed a little bit more. And then it changed back to green. So let's go back to where it was, where it's completely black. So I'm looking for now a completely black pattern. Like right there. There we go. So I was able to get all of the individual numbers to look the same with the same kind of black pattern in the back. So now I can unlock the lock. At this point, I can then set it, because otherwise, if you don't know the code, you can't set it, and now you can set it to whatever numbers you want, and then flip the switch down to permanently set the lock. Or you can get the set of keys that are found on Amazon. I'll put the links below. Julie prefers those. She doesn't want to learn how to lockpick. For me, I was interested and I found this a publicly available CIA manual for lockpicking. There is something that is out there to help people how to lockpick for the government. Thank you for joining us today on our adventure of lockpicking and trying to get back into your suitcase. Please remember to like, share, and comment, and also post in the comments below suggestions for future videos. Until next time, yes, we're together.